Hi, I'm LaurDIY. I'm a YouTuber, podcast host, and TV host, and this is the Wired Autocomplete interview. It is shocking the amount of times that I've died online. What is LaurDIY real name? My real name is Lauren Kobayashi Ryamaki. It's a lot of syllables. I got really lucky, and when a lot of YouTubers were naming their channels like Mac, Lover, Baby, Barbie, Twinkle, Glitter, 45, I stuck to something a little more straightforward. So Laura, obviously the first half of my name, and then DIY, which was like the trajectory of my content. And so I got really lucky because I got to keep my name when a lot of people had to rebrand when they decided that they didn't want to be Beauty, Lover, Glitter, 45, Twinkle, Star Cloud. What was LaurDIY's first viral video? I got really lucky, and it was like my second or third-ish video, and it did really well on Tumblr, thrived on Tumblr. It was like a skull back t-shirt, so like the back of the shirt was like very edgy and Tumblr and like alternative. What show is LaurDIY on? I host and executive produce Craftopia. Craftopia is a DIY craft challenge show. It's 3 contestants, 2 challenges, 1 winner. That sounded very hosty right there, like 3 contestants, 2 challenges, 1 winner. What camera does LaurDIY use? The iPhone camera is shockingly good now, on cinematic mode specifically. Oh my god, it's so good. And then I vlog on a Canon, a Canon EOS M50. I vlog on a Canon M50 with a wide angle lens. And then for main channel videos, I shoot on a 5D. So dramatic. Okay, how many subscribers does LaurDIY? I have just under 8.5 million subscribers. Blood, sweat, and tears for the last 10 years is how we came to be at 8.5 million subscribers. But I mean, it's been 10 years, and I've been pretty consistently uploading like a video a week for 10 years with like a mental breakdown scheduled on like a quarterly basis. So there's been a few breaks, but for the most part, it's been 10 years of making consistent videos. How many tattoos does LaurDIY have? Mom, this is a great time to skip ahead in the video. I think I have 14 now. I've got a 73 Vega here. My dad has one, and it's been like a family thing that's been in our family forever. I got my Japanese maiden name here, and then this is a cootie catcher. There's absolutely no meaning behind it. I just thought it was cute. How old is LaurDIY dog? My dog Moose is just over 5 years old. So I brought Moose home at 8 weeks, and so it's really interesting because his life is basically documented from like the moment he came home at 8 weeks up until now. So like every birthday that Moose has had, there's probably a vlog. I was just watching his first bath video. Adorable, but like I'm so glad that I have those moments, you know, kind of like frozen in time in the form of a vlog, because he just grows up so fast. How to tie-dye LaurDIY. So I've done a handful of tie-dye videos. I had a LaurDIY tie-dye kit. Tie-dye really had its moment. So I feel like I've done like a few different tutorials, like how to do tie-dye using crushed ice on top of shirts and different ways to tie it. So there's definitely a ton of existing tie-dye content that I've made over the last couple years. Oh my god, this feels so like, why is LaurDIY leaving YouTube? Oh my god. Mental breakdowns on mental breakdowns on mental breakdowns. I think because people are so involved, and this is like the beauty of YouTube, is like being engaged with your audience, is that you kind of have to give your audience, I mean, you don't always have to. I've just been the type of YouTuber who gives my audience a heads up when I need to take a break. I think it's also, you know, just nice to share your experience with like needing to be like, hey, I'm really stressed out and I need to like go lay somewhere for a really long time and like not do anything. And so I've always been really open about when I take a break. And so I think, you know, in the past, having made videos that might feel a little dramatic in the moment when I'm having the mental breakdown, they think that like I'm leaving forever, but I probably am not leaving forever anytime soon. Coming back can be kind of stressful because you're like, oh my god, I have to come back with a banger, like an absolute banger. It can be really stressful. But for the most part, people are just like excited that you're making content again. So I used to like put a lot of pressure on myself to make like a crazy good video coming back. But now I'm just like, hey, here's my dog and I getting lunch today. And it's way less pressure. When did LaurDIY start her podcast? On my birthday, August 11th, 2020. 22 years ago? 2 years ago and a little bit? Wow, the math there was struggling. So yeah, we just had our 2-year anniversary and just passed our 100th episode mark, and it's been an amazing experience so far. LaurDIY merch. Is this supposed where I'm supposed to like plug my merch right here? Like, this is kind of great. I just make things that I think are cute, and a lot of the times my audience also happens to think they're cute. And it's a great way to just, you know, like make something cute that other people can share with you. For me, I don't really, it's like not a big money making business. It's more just that like for example, I have a new trucker hat because I love trucker hats. And so like I made a trucker hat that like I was excited to wear, and luckily other people also wanted to wear it. Where does LaurDIY get her plushies? Someone actually just introduced me to this app, and this is next level crazy. Like, I almost don't want to put this on the internet. Okay, so Squishmallows, I feel like, are having their moment right now. Like, it was tie-dye a year and a half ago, but it's Squishmallows now. And like, as a millennial, I just feel like you can be a successful multi-million business owner, but also go home and lay on a Squishmallow on the couch, and like, we shouldn't get shamed for that. So anyway, there's this app called Squish Alert, which literally tells you on what websites like rare Squishmallows go in stock, because people are psychotic with Squishmallows, and it is nearly impossible to get one in like regular stores. I'm maybe exposing, and people are gonna be mad who have been like gatekeeping Squish Alert, but sorry about it. Where was LaurDIY born? I was born in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. It's a like suburban medium, maybe a schmedium-ish city, just outside of Niagara Falls. Okay, where is LaurDIY parents from? St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Born and raised, baby. Thank you so much. What awards does LaurDIY have? So the Streamies is kind of like the Oscars for YouTubers, where we like all leave our house for the first time in a really long time because like we're all, you know, homebodies. It wasn't like a life-changing event in terms of channel growth, but it was like a really great piece for my visa application to be able to still work in the States. Like, the immigration office really loved the Streamy Award, so thank you, Streamies, for letting me continue to be in the United States. Okay, what is LaurDIY's Poshmark? I don't think Poshmark's URLs work the same, where it's like poshmark.com/whatever, but I do put some of my old stuff on Poshmark. Gently used. Sometimes never used at all because I have a shopping problem. LaurDIY Official is my username on Poshmark. What college did LaurDIY go to? I went to a university in downtown Toronto called Ryerson University, but Mr. Egerton Ryerson was not the greatest guy, so they actually just changed the name of the university to I think it's like Toronto Metropolitan University or something. So Ryerson University does not exist anymore, which is really fun for my degree that's hanging on the wall in my parents' house. What percent LaurDIY are you? So 17 magazine on their website did a what percent LaurDIY are you quiz at some point, and I think that I got like 75 or 90%. I was like, fuck, what question did I answer wrong of my own life that I'm not 100% LaurDIY? I was like slightly offended, but I was like, okay, maybe like I've changed, some personal growth, and I'm not as LaurDIY as I used to be, or like, is it evolution of LaurDIY 2.0? Like, it kind of sent me spiraling into like a self-reflection moment. Thanks so much for having me, Wired. You can find me on the internet at LaurDIY.